Imagine your town is promised a life-saving health clinic and clean water system. Then, without warning, it all gets ripped away. Why? Because someone in Washington decided it was too woke. Welcome to the heartbreaking story of Thomasville, Georgia. Hey everyone. Today we're diving into a story that will leave you frustrated, heartbroken, and asking one simple question. How is this even allowed to happen? This is the story of Thomasville, Georgia, a small town in the southwest corner of the state, known for its warm hospitality, tight-knit community, and unfortunately, its dangerously high levels of air pollution. For years, Thomasville has struggled with serious health problems, leukemia, pneumonia, and more, all likely tied to heavy industrial pollution. And like many rural communities, they've long been overlooked by the federal government, while big cities get all the attention and funding. But last year, things finally started looking up. The town was awarded a $19.8 million grant from the EPA. This money was going to be a game changer. It was set to fund a brand new health clinic, rehab an old school gym into a federally qualified health center, and upgrade the failing wastewater system, all right near 3 daycare centers. Local leaders were over the moon. The mayor called it a transformative opportunity. Earl Williams, who leads the town's community development corporation, said, "We worked so hard for this, and then one day it was just gone." And that's where this story takes a dark turn, because earlier this year the grant was cancelled. Just cancelled, no warning, no clear explanation. When Senator Jon Ossoff questioned EPA Administrator Lee Zeldon about why the Trump administration pulled the plug, what followed was not an answer, but a masterclass in dodging questions. Over and over, Zeldon rambled about policy priorities, executive orders, and how a new administration has the right to apply its own values to funding decisions. But let's be clear, this isn't about bureaucracy, it's about ideology. When pushed, Zeldon hinted the problem might be that the grant had something to do with environmental justice, or DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. At one point, Ossoff fired back with the question we were all thinking: is a new health clinic for Thomasville, Georgia, woke? Let that sink in. A community in desperate need of healthcare and clean water was denied help. Not because it didn't qualify, not because it wasn't important, but because the words environmental justice were attached to the application. And sadly, this isn't an isolated case. The Trump administration has now cancelled nearly 800 congressionally approved grants, many of them targeting underserved communities. The justification? It's not really about budgets or law, it's about scrubbing the government clean of anything that even smells like social equity, even if it means real people suffer. Let's get real here. When a town like Thomasville is denied a health clinic, kids suffer, families suffer. This isn't about abstract policy battles or partisan games. This is about whether or not a sick child gets to see a doctor, whether or not a parent has clean water to give their kids. And when someone like Zeldon shrugs off questions and repeats the same talking points, it shows a dangerous lack of leadership and a profound misunderstanding of what government is supposed to do. Worse still, withholding funds that Congress already approved is illegal under the Impoundment Control Act of 1974. The Supreme Court has backed that up multiple times. So when Zeldon says, "We just disagree with that law," he's not offering a counterpoint. He's ignoring the Constitution. So how did someone like Lee Zeldon end up running the EPA? Simple. He's loyal to Trump, not experienced in environmental policy, not an expert in health infrastructure. He got the job for saying nice things about the former president on TV. That's the pattern across the entire Trump administration. It's not about qualifications. It's about loyalty, image, and performance, governing like it's a reality show. So here we are. A rural community desperately needs clean water and healthcare. The money was there. The plan was approved. The people were ready. But one man, propped up by an administration obsessed with fighting wokeness, said no. And the people of Thomasville, they're left to keep fighting, to keep waiting for the help they were already promised. Before you go, if you believe stories like this need to be told and you want to support independent media, hit that subscribe button right here on the screen. And if you want to make sure we stay connected no matter what happens with social platforms, sign up for my free newsletter. Links on the screen now. You can also become a paid subscriber to support the work. Thanks for watching. Let's keep holding power accountable because real lives are on the line.